Every second, businesses around the world generate 1.7 megabytes of data that ends up going unused. This matters because every future business professional will need to know how data drives decision making in the workplace. I have 3 years of experience in data analytics throughout supply chain, so I've seen companies actually use data and I've seen it improve their systems greatly. So businesses that leverage data can improve efficiency, understand customers, and gain a competitive edge on their opponents. I'll walk you through what it is. I'll show you how companies use it in marketing and operations, and I'll show you some ethical challenges that companies may face along the way. So what is data analytics? There are 3 types of data analytics. There's descriptive, prescriptive, and predictive. So descriptive tells us what's happened, predictive shows what might happen, and prescriptive recommends what to do next with the data. Prescriptive and predictive are the most common types in the workplace, and according to McKinsey and Company, companies that use predictive and prescriptive are 23% more likely to outperform their competitors. So this just goes to show that it does work. And the tools that companies use for data analytics are SQL, Dataiku, and Power BI. And I know this because I've actually used these in my internships, so I know that it does work. And Scott Bernito from Harvard says that data visualization helps non-technical teams understand insights. So if you're a data analyst, you're making these decisions and you're putting them into a PowerPoint for management so they know how to interpret the data to make those decisions going forward. So now that we know what data analytics is in itself, let's see how businesses use it from a day-to-day standpoint. So from a marketing perspective, analytics helps companies understand consumer behavior and personalize experiences. So you may not actually know it, but every time you go on Amazon to search for an item to buy it, it's saving that history. So every time you go on Amazon Next, it's going to show you similar products, trying to get you to buy whatever it is they're trying to offer. So Amazon uses predictive analytics for their product recommendations. And Bernard Marr in Forbes says that this drives 30%, 35% of Amazon's sales. So this just goes back to show that companies that use data, it improves their system greatly. And from a supply chain standpoint, analytics improves efficiency and it lowers costs. So Walmart uses a real-time demand forecasting and inventory management in their operations. And Gartner's Supply Chain Trends report shows that companies that use this have 15% lower logistics costs and a 35% better delivery rate. So this goes to show that it does work. So while analysts or analytics gives huge advantages to companies, it also comes with many challenges, ethical challenges. So going into some challenges and future trends with analytics. So from an ethical standpoint, according to PwC, 85% of consumers are more likely to trust companies who protect their data. And that makes sense because you're not going to go to some random website and give them all of your information. You're going to go somewhere that's trusted, so that gives those big companies a huge advantage. And then Anita Allens wrote an article called Ethical Challenges of Big Data, and she explains that balancing the business goals and the privacy is one of the hardest challenges in modern history, just because it's a huge feat to accomplish. And Sam Ransenborth from MIT says that AI analytics is changing how companies make real-time decisions. So the future with AI and data analytics is coming up, and it raises a lot of ethical questions But if you're familiar with AI and if companies can get better using it, it's going to greatly improve their systems and their overall operation. So employees need to know how to use these tools going forward, and that's going to come with a lot of training, but it will be beneficial overall. So what can we take away from all of this? We've seen what data analytics is. We've seen how it helps businesses in marketing and operations, and the ethical and technological challenges that it brings. But analytics isn't just a tool, it's essential to everyday life. And I challenge you to at least get comfortable with Excel, because going into the future, no matter what job you have, you're going to be using some sort of Excel if it's in business. So if you know how to use Excel and get comfortable with it, it'll help you in the long run. And in a world that's overflowing with data, power doesn't lie within the information, but it lies with the people who know how to use it. Thank you.